Imagine you've waited 30 minutes in line for a theme park ride, and suddenly the wait time jumps to another hour. Do you stick it out or leave the line? The sunk cost fallacy makes you feel like you can't walk away now, even though it might not be worth it anymore. So, why do you keep investing time, money, and effort into things that aren't working? The more we invest, the harder it is to let go, even if it's clearly a bad decision. Psychologically, the pain of loss often feels worse than the potential benefit of starting over. We base decisions on past costs rather than future gains. There are two common types of sunk costs. 1. Utilization decision. This happens when you have to choose between two equally appealing options. For example, let's say you bought a ticket to a play, but a close friend invites you to a special Italian dinner the same night. Even though you'd rather go to the dinner, the thought of wasting money on the ticket leads you to attend the play instead. The progress decision. This refers to situations where you're deciding whether to continue with something. Maybe you have already invested so much time or money that you rationalize staying the course, even though it's not worth it anymore. In both cases, you can end up stuck, losing more valuable resources like time, emotional energy, and money. As our sunk cost grows, so does the fear of losing out on what we have already invested. This is known as loss aversion. The more we have put into something, the harder it is to admit we made a mistake, so we keep justifying our initial decision, even when it's no longer rational. There are a few psychological factors at play here. Context. If our reputation is on the line, we might feel pressure to keep going because we don't want others to see us as failures. Emotional attachment. The longer we stay committed to something, the more emotionally attached we become, making it harder to walk away. Over-optimism. Sometimes we convince ourselves that things will turn around, that our investment will eventually pay off, even when the evidence suggests otherwise. The sunk cost fallacy doesn't just apply to money, it affects all areas of life. Finishing a book or a movie you dislike just because you've already started it, gambling more to make up for lost bets, putting time into a one-sided friendship, staying on a career path or in a degree program you no longer enjoy, continuing a hobby you have lost interest in because you've already bought all the supplies, staying in a relationship that no longer serves you, just because you have been together for a long time, investing money into a product or business when it's clearly not going to improve, and much more. If you're finding this information helpful so far, don't forget to subscribe. So, how can we break free from this fallacy? 1. Reframe your perspective. View sunk cost as just costs that are already gone and can be recovered. For example, imagine you have bought a concert ticket but wake up feeling sick. Instead of forcing yourself to go because you have spent the money, think about how you would feel the next day if you prioritize your health. 2. Maintain awareness. Simply being aware of the sunk cost fallacy can help you avoid falling into the trap. 3. Challenge yourself with key questions. What am I afraid of losing? Is this fear keeping me from moving forward? What's the likelihood that I will succeed if I keep going? Am I making this decision out of fear of what others will think? 4. List your options. Write down your choices and how they align with your future goals. Focus on the data, not the emotions. 5. Focus on the future. Don't dwell on what you have already lost. Ask yourself, what benefits or opportunities could I miss if I keep investing in this? And how does this decision fit with my long-term goals? 6. Use a fresh perspective. If you are starting over from scratch today, would you make the same decision? If the answer is no, it might be time to let go. 7. Consult an outsider. Sometimes we are too close to the situation to see clearly. Talking to someone who's not emotionally involved can offer a fresh, unbiased perspective. In the end, our greatest strength is not in holding on, it's in knowing when to let go. So, take a moment and reflect. What's something in your life that you're holding on to, even though deep down you know it's time to move on?